Anyway, we've got us here a match in the 1-on-1 round between JSR and error72.
Yes, JSR ended up losing last week to Mr. Panzer Dave in a wild match that went down to level 9.
Yeah, that is a match that you definitely want to watch if you have not yet, because both of them could easily have won that at any given time. I don't recall who Error went against.
Well, you see, Error ended up losing to Zardia in week number 1, and then came back to beat Kiglis in week number 2.
I must admit, it is quite nice to see him outside of the building in Ruto.
Well, true. JSR ended up defeating Dark Falls in week number 1. And as these runners are getting ready to go, we are going to have a lot of fun. What do you think we're going to start this race, Elsoa?
Well, I kind of can't guess now because we've started, but this 4 spot is actually quite convenient for multiple things.
Well, you see, we got a recorder. Now, that recorder can be very, very important, and as such, that could mean something in regards to where the wood sword is placed.
Well, there is a chance that it's under the recorder lake, which...
It's very, very short chances, but it is a chance.
And as we know, technically correct is the best kind of correct. Therefore, technically a chance is the best kind of chance.
Is this Futurama?
That depends. Did we jump 1,000 years into the future?
That's how it feels like the last, well, never mind. Let's move on!
Where's my $1 billion for interest for 1,000 years?
Gosh, I wish I had that. Oh, that 60 cents that was in the bank. Anyways, we are about ready to find out what's our coast item.
I think it's gonna be a ring.
Well, there's a sword. It's not the sword we can wield at this point. And that is a power bracelet. As JSR finds our first level of the game, it is level 9. Something we can't do at this point of this run.
You know, I find with this randomizer, you have to be very specific about asking for an early wood sword, because if you just ask for an early sword, it's going to throw the magical sword at you.
Details, details.
Hey, there's a raft spot taken out of the pool of possible locations.
Yes, that is. And also, we got a free transport to Death Armos.
Honestly, I don't think these any roads are all that bad. They may not necessarily be the most useful for travel, but in terms of information, they're quite useful, and that's money.
133 as a top secret.
So, if I'm a runner and I see that, my immediate thought is, let's get some arrows and either get some keys or some meat.
JSR has found level number 8, and we get our second of our large secrets found over at the top right corner of this map as JSR makes his way over towards the river spy here.
We've already found 2 of our large secrets. One in that corner and then one over in the near start area. So where do you think the third one is?
Graveyard.
Okay.
Magic Boomerang is our white sword item, so that gets out of the pool immediately. And we also did see our small secret worth 9 rupees. And Error was doing an up and A, but realizes I probably should grab those rupees first.
I would like to point out that that boomerang is not objectively terrible, as much as some might say otherwise.
Yeah, it's got some sort of a purpose, at least, as we do see a candle being sold for 19 more than its vanilla price, and both runners purchasing that candle right away.
Yeah, I like that play a lot, because, I mean, there you go. There's your door repair. See?
71 down to 55. Looks like we have a... What was that, 16?
71 to 55. Yeah, that would be 16. But it looks like we're being corrected that it's 17 because it was 54. Also, Error got no bombs. JSR did get a bomb. The gorillas go down in one hit.
I was looking at Errors, which was 71 to 55, but nonetheless, Blue Ring for 250, there was one of our bait shops right there, and I'm going to assume that is the expensive bait at over 80 rupees.
That is most likely going to be correct unless we suddenly have a massive influx of price changes.
Error finding level 2. Level 2 is something that you might want to consider digging at this point in time. Although when you do see something like line clikes, you might think twice about it because they do not go down to a candle flame. We do see a map to this level 2, guarded by a dig dagger, which is blocking one room.
That looks like a little tiny bonfire or a dude like slipping on a wet floor.
Oh, Gorillas go down in one hit. That's good for bomb chances on the overworld.
Absolutely, and also very convenient for bomb forces as well. Just because it's a quick way to rack up some kills to do that once you have your first pack of bombs. And that's, I think, one of the more important pieces to remember is that first pack of bombs is very important because you can use that to guarantee you never run out of bombs as long as you don't go to 0 at any point. Pretty much.
Yeah, you just gotta be good about counting to 10.
Now, normally the usual count you get is up to about dang it geese before it goes back to 0.
Mid-secret 30, vanilla price. That's good.
Error's gonna be
sword.
There's a sword. Error's gonna have that early, and those are level 2 as I expect Error will consider going back, but without bombs it's a little bit harder to do. I don't expect JSR is going to be too far behind on that wood sword.
Well, level 3 might be a sort of a consideration, and JSR might consider going through a room or two, maybe. I don't know, as Error does pick up some bombs. Now, JSR is going to say no to that. Probably does want to get some sort of information around here real fast, as we do see Error popping into level 2.
Looks like JSR has opted to take a reset. Interesting choice. Looks like he's not headed straight... Well, he might be headed straight towards the Desert Cave.
Isn't that to reset his count, so that way he has a chance for bombs?
Yes, and he didn't necessarily find anything major in his exploration, outside of, well, now finding level 7 here. I expect JSR is going to take another reset after getting this info, and just knowledge of where everything is going to be.
Alright, so we do have a few... This level 2, a lot of dig dagger blocks here. That's 6 rooms that are blocked off by dig daggers so far that we know of.
I would like to note that this is where the boomerang can be extremely helpful, because you can stun the little mini dig dagger with it.
Yep, except for at this stage, we can't even get said boomerang since we only have 3 hearts in our pool.
Minor detail.
There's the triforce inside of level 2 as JSR spends off his final bomb. And yeah, you always enjoy walking into a room with a lamb mola in it.
I like TGE's term for this type of room called left mola.
Well, Errors has a term for this, like, I want to get to that room up to the top. Let me bomb it. There we go.
And does so. JSR going to go up to 226 rupees. Error's going to find a bunch of bunnies.
Yes, these things that we call pulls voices. Some other terms that could be used. And I'm going to... Okay, so he did intend on escaping. I was wondering if that was one of those cases where you come up to a bomb wall, you walk close to it, you get sucked into it. Not the case here.
I want to know who Paul is and why his voice is in bunny format. I'm just saying. So it looks like JSR is going to route towards...
Waterfall area. Looks like he's still on search for this wood sword. Would like to actually get this ASAP. We find our first of our take any's. And obviously with the candle already in our arsenal, we're going to take the heart this time around. And we do see Error finding up another lamel. Looks like the blue rolled up a little less in HP than what we saw from the red, but the blue's speed makes it even more deadlier.
Especially when you consider that when you're coming in from the left, your hitbox is significantly extended because the right side of Link's hitbox is a bit more sensitive than the left.
And there's the other meat right there for, well, a nice amount of rupees at 69. JSR is picking it up. Oh, Error takes the death.
So let's see if JSR heads towards the desert cave here. I expect that he will hit up the desert cave and then go to Vanilla 1 afterwards if he doesn't get the sword at Vanilla Desert. We know the sword is at Vanilla Desert. Vanilla Desert.
Nice trying to lump together the Gurias. Does get the bomb. That's good. We'll find level 2 in just a moment, but might keep his priority towards open caves in search of the sword, which is just around the corner, although he is in, out, and walking away.
Well, there was that key door up at the top, so he probably wanted to pop that open so he doesn't forget later.
I can buy that. Error checking care of this room, and the red ring is ladder blocked.
Cannot get to the red ring, but he does know where it is, so when he does get a ladder, he can just jump back in and get that real quick. And I guess that's a good question. Do you skip that red ring if you get a late ladder, or do you say, you know what, it's worth a little bit of time to go get that?
Depends on how good you feel about your combat. If you've been taking some bad bobs, you're taking some bad deaths, it might not be a bad idea to just wander through and grab that on your way to level 9.
So
or even before then. I mean, we've got some big, deep dungeons.
Yeah, I feel like if I haven't dug a 7 or an 8 yet and I get a ladder, like if I get a ladder here in 3, I'm definitely going back immediately. JSR actually may have a quicker 2 than Error did by skipping a couple of these Dig Dogger rooms. Gonna find the item here.
Yeah, he's gonna do this room. He's gonna see that this is his red ring. Probably say a couple of words that we cannot express here on SpeedGaming. Just like Error did when you saw him do his sword slashes. But now he's gonna turn towards the north, and yeah, this will be a little bit above of a faster level 2 dive, and sometimes that makes the difference between a win and a loss, is who can have a faster dive and who can have a slower dive.
Although it looks like JSR is going to commit to clearing out these likes, at least a little bit. This, I do believe, can be a drop room in 2, so it's not exactly the wrong play to make. There's
Level 3 has whiz ropes.
I've always appreciated how the game makes the mages the tank.
And there's the triforce available in level 3. We did not see what the item was just yet. JSR is going to try to take care of this Dig Dogger, so maybe not necessarily going to be a faster clear here for JSR inside of this level 2.
Perhaps not, but you never know. He's not going to have to search for the item once he gets the Triforce, so he will save a couple of rooms there, including an additional Dig Dogger. Gonna nope on out of the land molas, because why would you kill him?
Yep, and is going to do an up and A to get his health restored, and oh, he's going back in for more.
Maybe he does want the landmos? No, he's going up here. Oh, he's gonna go this way to go to the link room. This isn't actually that bad, because look at that, the like spawned on the correct side. And does get a key for his efforts.
Yeah, that is a nice beneficial key to have. Item management can be very, very critical in spots. We did see a key for sale in the candle shop there for 82 rupees, as JSR now going down to the south, sees a Dig Dogger here. Is going to go ahead and take care of this one.
Yeah, Dig Doggers are generally quick enough, and JSR's combat is definitely strong enough that he can one-bomb all these Dig Doggers with no issues.
Yep, JSR, one of the members of the incredible 30, 80, 90 club.
Interesting that all these Dig Doggers so far have been the single mini Dig Doggers. JSR going to opt to go north here because why would you spend a key, and is going to be rewarded with a shiny piece of cheese. I've been told it is not irradiated, because if it's irradiated blue cheese, it's no longer blue cheese.
Error diving inside of this level 8 is going to at least tackle it for a little while, but level 8 is one of those dangerous kind of levels because it can be long, it can be windy, and it can suck up a lot of time if you decide to full clear it.
Now, I am the weird runner that personally likes to dig level 8, so I would probably follow a similar path to Error and just go ahead and start digging 8. But
I mean, there's 2 items in here, so it definitely makes sense.
and with a new algorithm, 8s have been a little bit. I want to say they've been a little bit smaller on average, but not by much. 7's usually where most of the size increase comes in.
And we don't even say anything about level 9.
Level 9 doesn't exist.
But it does exist. JSR found it earlier. Another Wizrobe dungeon.
Are we sure that wasn't level 10?
Actually, I am not confident enough to say yes or no on that, as Error does take a death here in this level 8. I think he was trying to get the bombs. He did get the bombs off that Gibdo, but wound up sustaining too many bops as JSR finds himself walking right straight into a Wizrobe.
Oh, look at the HP on the blue Wizrobes, though.
They're down in 2 bombs, right?
Yes.
Which means they rolled either 7 or 8.
That is extremely important information for JSR.
That's also extremely important for JSR because Error never saw that map, and JSR may have reasons to come back into this dungeon.
I think if you know the blue Wizrobes are 2 bombs, you know that you can get bombs off of orange Wizrobes, and you know the map of 3, I think going in is definitely something. You at least make an attempt. I think you at least got to give it the old college try.
Absolutely. So, Error taking another death inside of this level 8, and this is what I'm talking about. The level 8s having a potential of being long and windy is if you are starting to sustain deaths like we were mentioning just a moment ago, you're finding yourself all the way back to start, having to do it all over again.
And one of the things that you need as a runner, and I'm not suggesting I have this, is not the kind of sense to know when to cut your losses if you're at a large dungeon like this and you're just taking too many deaths in a row. When to say enough is enough, just move on.
I smashed my head to a Patra in week number 1 against Redbird Grad. Like, what was that? 4 times. I don't know that answer either.
I think the answer is 4.
Well, that's how many HP JSR has, and he just lost half of that against that blue Wizrobe beam.
Yeah, blue Wizrobes are jerks. JSR gonna opt to do the lower door. I think that's fine. Gets a couple of Gibdos.
The reason I think that's fine for JSR is because if it turns out to be a corridor staircase, then you're golden. As we find our first of the Mugger rooms, -1 heart, putting Error in that zombie link mode.
This level 3 is very heavily key blocked, I would like to say real quick. So
it's a good thing that JSR got the keys before he came on in. Spends the key there, finds himself with another... Oh, hi, yes. Well, let's go ahead and start bombing these blue Wizrobes.
I almost wonder if you leave one alive and come back to try to set up a Canadian key on that lower door.
Well, he's got 1 key, so we can't.
Right, but there was also the second key door that JSR saw earlier. It might be irrelevant, though, as this room exists. Oh! Takes the red Wizrobe beam to the back.
Yeah, he was trying to set up a bomb to hit 2 blue Wizrobes and that orange Wizrobe, and that orange Wizrobe fired. But that is a single block. You are focused on that room now because that could very well be the answer to your problems.
Error does get a compass in level 8. So far, not heavily blocked. This could be an item room, but Error's got to be very careful now.
And Zombie Link is now Dead Link. So I guess what we should do is explain what this Zombie Link that we're speaking of is.
So, if you give up a heart while you have only 3 hearts, the game will not reduce you below that 3 heart amount, with one exception. That we won't see in this flag set, but because the game will not reduce you below that 3 heart amount, it will take all of your hearts away and you will have 0 HP, but it will not kill you. Because you technically didn't take a hit, I think, is the technical reason behind it. So therefore... sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I do like JSR setting up a bomb force coming up here by doing a few slashes on that old man just a moment ago. Now is going to try to take out this Gibdo, does get the bomb drop. There we go.
Good force on that, and this will make and that will make this room significantly easier. JSR's just got to be a little careful.
Yeah, he wants to save the bombs for the room that has a single block, and I can't blame him for it here. So he's going to try to sort down these blue whiz ropes. Now, you get feared of blue whiz ropes. Watch a runner like JSR go up after them without any fear. Look at that.
And to speak on the fear of blue whiz ropes point, blue whiz ropes are an enemy that you can learn the patterns for, and once you learn the patterns for the blue whiz ropes, they're a lot less scary unless there's just a significant number of them, but JSR handles this room beautifully. It is a push block. What is the item?
Here we go. Nice reward for JSR, the any key in 3.
Never, I think, will you see a runner upset about that unless they have like 20 keys. Then they might be like, meh.
I don't know that feeling, Elsoa. I don't know what you're talking about with those 20 keys.
I mean, to be fair, in this tournament, a lot of the times you feel like you're on top of the world if you have like 4.
Look, I had 13 keys when I found that any key.
I'm just saying that
I know
when it shows up.
You're definitely happy about that, especially this early in the run when item management can be huge.
And remember that JSR does have a little bit of an overworld exploration advantage from knowing where level 7 is. We'll see if that comes into play later.
By the way, you mentioned that level 3 is heavy on the key doors too, so gotta spend them if you want to get the prize.
Combined with being pretty heavily Wizard blocked, you may not want to go back there as your first choice, because I don't think Error knows yet that the blue Wizard rolled down to 2 bombs.
Yeah, I don't know how much combat he tried to do against those blue whiz ropes. We were mostly focused on JSR through that level 3 dive while Error was in level 8. And it's a case here where I don't think Error has any reason to go back to level 3. If he has to go back to level 3, it's because he's missing out on the raft or the bow at some point in time, or maybe he's just trying to make a play for the silver arrows.
Also, please note Error's rupee count. He is within striking distance of purchasing that blue ring, which honestly is not a bad idea in a seed like this, where you have a reasonably dangerous overworld, you have wizards and dungeons, and as far as you know, those wizards did not roll down, so you just have to manually kill them off. Blue ring's really not a terrible idea here.
I don't know if you buy the blue ring, though. And the reason why I'm saying that is you know where the red ring is. All you need is a ladder in order to pick that up. So that may weigh into your decision to whether or not you're going to spend the rupees on a blue ring on this kind of seed.
But I think it also can depend on what other items you get and how comfortable are you with that combat.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that it's not that he's definitely not going to go get it. It's just it's going to be weighing in your mind a little bit more that you know that the red ring is in 2.
I actually think JSR might be slightly more likely to pick it up just because at this point the only thing JSR is really going to want to spend money on is either arrows or bait. And JSR already has the bait, so it's really just arrows for him. He doesn't have a whole lot to spend money on besides...
Come on. Let Error through. There we go. Good job. Patience through the Lionels.
And is rewarded with... Dormer.
Nope. And yes, it is indeed minus 17 on that as he went from 255 to 238 down to 221.
I like how... the game is like, here's this really tough screen that you can get through, and you get through it, and you're like, great, what do I win? And it's like, you win debt.
And JSR is going to be finding the same result, going down to 221 rupees in just a moment, as Error finds level 6, which is got a coincidental paint scheme to it.
Hold on. We don't know if the water's red or blue yet. If the water is red, then it's, I guess, technically according to the manual, blood. Oh, look, it is red. That's nice. Error not going to check for the stair because he was looking for wall masters first.
Yeah, because that's one of the gotchas that can happen in this game is, could there be any wall masters in said room? Well, we don't know until you walk against the wall.
And we're kind of seeing a little bit of a philosophy split between the two runners. JSR is saying, you know what, I'm not going to dig the large dungeons early. I'm going to wait until I've done level 1, level 4, and so on to dig these larger dungeons out. However, because we have the white sword item and level 9, I believe. Oh, hello!
Oh, here we go, an item blocked level 4.
And this, I think, is actually very important for JSR, because I was going to make the point that he could very well still be Power Bracelet or Raft blocked out of one of those smaller dungeons, but now seeing this, that changes the internal math I think you do. Rick?
Yeah?
How many bonus caves have we seen?
We have only seen one take any so far.
We're at 24 minutes.
Yeah, we're 24 minutes in. I know there was a race that was a day or two ago where a runner had a magical sword at 20 minutes in. Definitely not going to be the case here, as JSR is going to go ahead and pick up this triforce inside of this level 4. And error. Sorting down the bunnies at this point, trying to get everything taken care of in this room. JSR is going back into 4.
I don't disagree with this, given you're still missing bow, you're still missing silvers, you're still missing ladder, which, even though it's probably not even though it's not necessarily required, you really want it. My concern is this room right here.
What's your concern about that room? Surely that can't be the item room, can it?
Well, my concern is we don't have somebody to make a Maryland blue crab, because that is clearly a king crab.
The last time I checked, JSR did not live in Maryland.
That's okay, this side of the river's better anyway. JSR gonna clear the Dig Dogger and go check these couple of rooms to the left. Error still in level 6, looking for an item. We do see a map, and this 6 is not small.
Yeah, that's generally the case with level 6. And always it seems like level 6 turns into some sort of dungeon that turns at a 90-degree angle.
Always blame new shapes.
Possible staircase room being guarded by 3 dark nuts, and it looks like they rolled up. Oh, nice force. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but we will say that I think we'll give JSR credit that he forced it.
Yes. They might have actually rolled vanilla? I'm checking the HP. Vanilla or even down.
Oh.
No stair for JSR. He'll have to go a different path. Still, though, a really good clear of that room. And a ladder block out of those 6 rooms in level 6. That could be important.
Oh, shut up, old man.
Hey! I'd rather wish ups than dark nuts. Oh, here's
our... Well, we can't say it yet because we have not seen the map. It could be still segmented 4.
Come on, New Shapes totally
but it
doesn't...
is an item.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Fred!
I think... I don't quote me on this, but I'm expecting JSR is going to go right back to 2 to get that red ring and pick up the power bracelet on the way.
Yes, indeed. That is a huge find for JSR. The last, 5 minutes, this race has just massively swung in JSR's fashion. Did we find the item here in this level 6? I think we did. And that item in 6.
Oh!
It's a silver arrow. So that's a big find for error.
And just when we thought the race had swung completely one way, it's like, nope. Because if you're JSR and you get an early Triforce in 6, when do you dig the item out of 6? JSR is going to need to find that item on the way to the Triforce, or else he is not coming back for that until he has to. And honestly, I think you dig 7 and 8 before you dig 6. The only potential way you dig that 6 is if you're still missing an item to get into a dungeon, and you're digging 6 hoping it's there.
Well, let's see where the Triforce is. It is up on that northern section of level 6, so there is a possibility that JSR may miss it, but... Wow, that silver in 6 could be the thing that saves error here. Triforce out on the ground here in this level 6. Don't need to worry about the combat. JSR about to go pick up this power bracelet because it can unlock some spots that we need.
So the real question, I think, is going to be how long does it take Error to get into level 4? Potentially not long at all. This... It's tough to say. There's really no way to determine who's actually in the lead at this point. Because here's the thing. Error's going to have the recorder and... Well, Error already has the recorder. Error is going to have the ladder relatively soon out of here. As long as Error doesn't go on the path of saying, okay, well, that Goma probably has the item, Triforce and bail.
And for those people that are wondering about the recorder tune, it is the Gerudo Valley from Ocarina of Time.
I'm trying to think a little bit about what the worst case scenario could be, because at this point, if Bo is quickly accessible in, say, a level 1, and JSR is Go minus Silvers, it really becomes a question of, are you going to dig 9?
That is a possibility. And level 6 is one of your last dungeons that you will consider going into, because level 6, the size of level 6, in addition to that, what other possibilities do you have? I mean, level 8 could very well become a dungeon that you're not going to dig for an item.
But let's also consider the possibility of Bo and Raft in 1. If that happens, you found all of your items that have to be outside of 9 if you're JSR, which means you are making a heavy gamble if you don't at least check some of the items on the way. So that's going to be the question is, if JSR decides to do 6 before 7 or 8, does he check an item on the way to reduce his chances of 9?
I think JSR wants to find this level 1 first, and it's a strategy that can help him, but it also could put him away for the prize. But again, there's several things that can balance out this race right now. JSR not knowing the silvers are in 6. Error not having the any key and running into key issues could also still become an issue.
We haven't even gone into the topic of bomb upgrades. If a runner finds a bomb upgrade or 2 and suddenly doesn't have to worry about bombs nearly as much in 9. Oh, hey, Russians are cheap.
Yeah, 42 for the blue, which is not necessarily the bargain, but 50 for the red. You take that any day.
And JSR finds level 5.
You're digging this one at this point.
Yeah. You haven't yet verified that level 1 is not. This is going to be a transport by rule of 5.
You're not wrong there. Nice bomb refund there for JSR. And it is, of course, the rule of thumb, the transport staircase right in the immediate vicinity of the start of level 5. Now this here could possibly be a staircase as well, since it's a second quest room. And JSR going for the rupees, pushing the block, and finding out that it's not moving.
This level is brought to you by the power of Teal.
And then we get a debate about Toto.
The answer is Cashmere by Led Zeppelin.
I like you also.
Well, I'm glad you decided that now instead of... Well, I'm glad you decided that now. It might have been useful to decide that before the commentary.
Breaking news.
Breaking news?
Yeah, we got a heart container.
Nope. That's a Russell Stover heart-shaped box of chocolates.
By the way, the stream is not brought to you by them, but we can make exceptions. Just inquire to Elso and myself.
And if you hear a bird on the line, I apologize. Error gonna find the ladder.
Trying to get some bombs. I think that's why he's focusing on killing off these enemies inside of this room right now, trying to figure out, oh, I don't know if you really wanted that fairy drop right there.
He could also be clearing the room out because, you know, there is a path to the Triforce that he kind of figures exists by going south from this room.
True, may not have figured out that path that JSR did a moment ago, but I do think with one bomb, he does want to have a chance of getting bombs.
JSR checking for the item in 5 has gotten the compass, and I believe he's been through the Triforce room. Instead is rewarded with being asked if this is the right seat.
I'm not sure about that.
I think it's the right seat for us. Hi, that's the Triforce in 5. Gonna go past it for the moment. Looking for the item.
So let's talk. What would be good items for JSR to find here?
Bow.
Bow would definitely be it, but if it's not that, what could it be? As we do find the item of level 5. No, it's not the item of 5. It's a transport staircase.
I think he would be okay with a raft, a book, and a wand.
I think the white sword also would be a good find at this point.
White sword is a 9. That's how this game works. White sword is always a 9 until it isn't.
I thought the book and wand was a 9.
Nah, the book sometimes likes to be funny and go to a different level.
Okay, is this our item? As JSR tries to do a reverse clip. Nice kill of the manhandler. And... oh!
Alright, so I feel like if you're JSR, you're digging 1 and you're skipping the items in 6, 7, and 8. Well, let me rephrase. You might get the item in 7. If a staircase shows up on the way, you're going to check it, but I don't feel like you're deliberately going out of your way for the items in large dungeons, which could hurt him here.
This could be big for JSR, but it could also be devastating for JSR too. As we get the map to this level 5, what is this level 5?
So, let me present a situation that will help JSR out a lot that you probably don't think of.
Yes?
Arrows are in the rare shop. The rare shop is on a raft spot, and Goma blocks a raft.
Yes. We haven't seen 1 or 7 yet, have we?
We have not. Looks like JSR is headed up to this power bracelet spot. Does not find level 1.
But it's one of our take any's.
Gonna go ahead and pick up the heart.
They're going for level 2 to pick up the red ring.
Yeah, I think this is the play you take.
Absolutely. Especially considering the fact that Error has unfortunately taken a couple of bops in level 8.
JSR has elected against level 7 for the moment. Looks like he's going purely for overworld exploration and is very committed to finding 1 before even touching the larger levels.
Yeah, he wants to get level 1. 2 items inside. Can't blame him.
So, yes, a raft blocked level 1 also wouldn't hurt JSR if that raft is also bow blocked. Like, there's a couple of ways that can point JSR towards level 6. Here's the thing, though. We only know that there's going to be 1 raft block, so 1 or the other will be, not both. So, you will be able to get wooden arrows in this seed, and or go to all the levels in the seed without raft. JSR is committing to 8.
It's not a bad decision to make at this point in time. Now, we had not seen the map from Error, but we do know that the triforce is in this eastern section that JSR is in. But you have no way of knowing that at this point because it's behind bomb walls.
Right, and JSR may find some items in here that help him out. Because Error may, once they get their bow, just decide to triforce and dip until they have to get a raft.
Alright, here's our final of our power bracelet spots, and no, power bracelet does not lead to a level this time around.
Have we seen West Death Mountain yet?
We have not seen any of Death Mountain yet.
I'm gonna predict level 1's there. Just by the numbers game.
I like the way you're thinking. I have to agree with you on this.
Now, please take note of when Error was in here, he had no ring, 3 hearts, and no any key. JSR, having significantly better resources, should have a little bit of an easier time with this 8. Also, the possibility of 9 being 9 is always going to be there until 9 is done.
Yeah, well, we can't eradicate level 9 from our memory banks as we find a Goma. We know that's not blocking a Triforce here. Level 1 on Death Mountain. Found on Error's
Yes.
side.
Good find for Error. But Error's not done looking for levels yet. Error has not found level 7.
Yeah, but you're definitely digging level 1 at this point. You are definitely going through this level 1, as we do find a bomb here in this first room, and instead of going through the locked door, Error's going to go over towards the left of this level now.
JSR has elected to pay the heart instead of the money. That tells me that he's valuing the bomb upgrade or a potential arrow buy more heavily than the extra health. It's a compass out of the Dodongo room.
Well, this decision's easy to make when you wind up already knowing that the white sword item that is irrelevant. And then on top of that, the fact that the first item of level 8, you get your heart back.
Looks like he is going to go up to pick that up.
And then on top of that, as we do find the triforce inside of this level 1 for Error, the other thing is, Red Ring, you don't have to worry about the bops as much.
Oh, definitely. This could be the second item.
This could be, and wouldn't that be funny if these were right back to back, and Error, unfortunately due to the death that he took, was unable to get both of these.
I would like to note that both Wizrobes rolled to their minimum values.
Alright, well, it's noted.
Thank you for noting that in your notebook. This is not an item.
This right here for Error may be an item, though. Is going to try to take care of these Dodongos. Get the bombs.
Not an item, though. JSR looks like he's not going to elect to clear the diagonal block room at the moment. Can't say I blame him, given you have more of 8 that you can explore. And this is an area that...
Yeah, Error could not do this area because he did not have the ladder at the time.
JSR considering if he wants to kill the Dig Dogger, electing not to.
I mean, he already knows where the Triforce is. There's no reason to kill it.
Right, and especially when you have the Any Key, tons of money, you've already gotten the heart. There's nothing really in a drop room that I think JSR wants. Maybe a map.
Yeah, the map would be the biggest thing, as now we find what could be the item here in this level 1.
Also, it appears we missed a wooden boomerang in level 1.
Well, it kind of blends in the floor, so I can't blame us for missing that.
So, if you're JSR, you want to see silvers, but if you're not going to see silvers...
Oh, that's good decision to just save yourself the time from what would be a death right there for JSR. Got bopped by the orange beam, which does, even with Red Ring, 1 heart damage.
I feel like with 1 item out of this 8, you probably bail.
Wand and 1. That's it for Error.
Not a terrible item to find at this stage.
Yeah, it's going to help out with your combat, definitely.
Now Error's going to go clear West Death Mountain. JSR will not need to do this, as JSR will have knowledge of all the level locations. Although I do wonder if JSR is considering a raft play. I would assume he does not continue to dig this 8, given he's got recorded and get back here.
Totally makes sense.
From the standpoint of the commentators, we have all of the levels. From the standpoint of Error, he does not have level 7. From the standpoint of JSR, he does not have level 1. Error, I don't think has level 5 yet either.
Yeah, he doesn't have level 5, which has the bow inside of it, which is the big thing that is really going to be weighing in JSR's mind. So where is this level 7 that JSR found?
Monocle Rock.
Ah, yes, that's right. That's right. So there's another heart right there for Error over here in the northwest of Death Mountain. That's 3 of our take eddies.
Now, this is actually going to be interesting for JSR. JSR is going to go into 6. If you're JSR considering a ladder play, or not a ladder play, a raft play, do you actually go for the attempt on the 6th item? Or do you say, I'll just come back later with the recorder?
The next few moments of this seed can really play a massive role. If you're rooting for Error, you want JSR to get this triforce, and he's heading in the direction of the triforce, and he doesn't know it. We found the arrow shop, by the way, up here on Death Mountain.
Ooh, that's interesting. Also, the bombs are expensive. Looks like JSR does want to clear this room out.
Probably because of that shutter door. And that's the only reason why, is the shutter door.
Yep. Wait, can this room be a drop room in 6?
I think so. I want to say yes, it can be.
Well, if that's the case, he probably wants to clear it after that too. Finding level 5. Finding the immediate transport. JSR is being asked a question mark. Okay, now JSR is going to go down. If he goes this lower path to the Triforce, that'll work out well for him.
If he continues to dig out this 6 and gets himself locked up on this left side, he may get those silver arrows.
And if JSR does get those silver arrows, then I think we could safely say that JSR has a commanding lead.
As we do see JSR winding up fighting the transport. Error has decided to take the toll, and that toll will yield the bow.
Good find for Error there. And I like what JSR is doing here. He's opting not to clear the Pole's Voice rooms when there's a lot of them, because the Pole's Voice are very time-consuming to kill with his equipment. Looks like he's instead going to opt to say, I'm going to do the rooms that are relatively quick, and if I have to do a Pole's Voice room, I'll do a Pole's Voice room. Silvers were not in the bottom. Silvers were kind of in like the middle right, because there is one section of the dungeon that is a couple of rooms that are completely ladder blocked off. JSR may go check those though. Although I imagine if he gets the compass before he gets down there, he's just going to make his way towards the Triforce.
He also might be getting concerned about those Gomas that he's seeing.
It's very possible here. Error's going to get his Triforce out of 5. He is 1 Triforce away from being eligible to go into level 9, but does not know where it is yet. JSR is seeing another Dig Dogger.
That was a nice, hefty little clip right there for Error.
JSR gonna get some bombs. Gonna come into this room. If he goes south, gonna opt to potion. I like the potion use here. He's got plenty of money to buy more.
Mm-hmm. And you do not want to take a death deep inside the dungeon at this point.
Looks like he is gonna elect to clear out this room of Pole's Voice. An Error heading towards Monocle Rock. JSR gets the compass.
Going to go straight for that Triforce, and oh my goodness, I think this is going to give Error the advantage at this point.
This is going to give Error the significant advantage, because he's about to find level 7. He's going to be done with level 7, and then in level 9 with everything he needs. And right now, JSR's got a lot of options still open on the table as far as items go, but
yeah, he needs to find where level 1 is. He's just around the corner, but he's going in the opposite direction of what he needs to do to get to level 1. Now, this race is not done and over with.
No, it's definitely not. Remember that JSR will have a significant resource advantage from the key. It's just a matter of, is that going to matter?
We'll see. I mean, Error has 7 keys. Level 7 coming up here for Error.
And I don't disagree with the play of going to check East Death Mountain and then coming back for the other side, because you can just whistle the 5. But yeah, I think I would put Error with a strong lead, but not an insurmountable one by any stretch.
This race is close enough to the point that level 9 can still do level 9 things.
And if it's Magic Staircase blocked Ganon or Zelda, and JSR is looking for items in 9, he may find that out first, which could be enough.
Gee, I don't know that feeling, do I?
I don't know. Do you?
Yes, I do. JSR finding level 1. He has now found all of his levels.
He's going to dig this level 1 out, not have silvers, but probably still have that wand, and then we'll see where he goes from there.
But the thing also is, having picked up one item out of this level 8, let's take a look at this. JSR without the raft will know something's up in regards to his odds. Now, of course, that also may drive him further to going into level 9, as it is, because the raft cannot be in level 9. Hey, bait block in level 1. I didn't block error from anything here, but bait block in 1.
I think if you're JSR, you know you don't have a raft. You know that your odds are going to be about, what, 50-50 on silvers in 9?
Well, you see, there's one item in 8. There's the question mark if he's able to find the item in level 7. And he's surely getting both items out of this level 1.
Oh, yeah. You're not skipping items
Raft
in 1.
and
Raft
7.
And 7. So if JSR does get that item out of 7, it's a 50-50 on silvers in 9. I feel like if you're JSR, depending on how early you find Ganon and Zelda, is really going to tell the tale. Because if you find Ganon and Zelda late, I don't think we can say that the Raft and 7... I don't think the Raft and 7 actually is going to affect too much here. If I'm being brutally honest, and the reason is that you know Raft is going to be outside of 9 anyway. What's it matter if it's in 7 or not? If anything, Raft being in 7... Like, the only way Raft in 7 hurts is if JSR goes to 8 instead of 6 and goes into 9 on the 66% chance.
I don't think he goes into 8, not having seen the map. Of course, he doesn't have the map for 6 either. But he is going to get this wand a little bit faster than what we saw from Error.
Yeah, I think it's... If you're on Team JSR, you want a Magic Staircase blocked Ganon and Zelda. If you're on Team Error, you want Ganon and Zelda to be free. Alternately, you want JSR to Galaxy Brain his way into 6.
And that's all he's going to have left when he gets to the decision on level 9. It's going to be 6, 8, or 9.
Assuming he gets the raft out of 7. He might not. But if he sees the size of the 7, that may actually dissuade him from doing 7. He may opt instead to just go for 6 or 8 first. This is not over by any means. JSR also will have, again, the keys advantage and the potion advantage, which when you have this low of hearts, even if you have Red Ring, just having that potion can make such a difference.
If the keys become very, very necessary inside of that level 9, Error may have to start making some decisions. We'll see. I mean, we don't know. This race is not out of reach for JSR, but it is a case where JSR is going to need a little bit of help at this point, as we do get a heart container. My goodness, 6 hearts is what we're at for this seed.
And that's why I specifically mentioned the potion is, again, when you have this low of hearts, even with Red Ring, it's not unreasonable to end up taking a death to a Patra relatively quickly.
Hello, Lag. How are you doing?
Looks like JSR is on the path to the raft in here. So if he does get that raft, that's going to put him at straight 50-50 odds, knowing the one item out of level 8.
But I think with JSR, he's going to go to 9. And we'll see what happens. Again, this race is not done and over with. This could very well come down to seconds. There's the compass for Error. And
JSR's in the room.
JSR's in that vicinity.
I think it's this Patra room. If JSR kills this Patra and gets this Triforce, I think he just goes to 9. I don't even think you bother taking the item out of 7.
Stay alive. And there it is.
So now the other thing that can help JSR out here significantly is early items at 9.
Yeah, he needs those early items at 9. He needs at least something to get his odds down. All right. JSR is the first one to head to level 9 at this point. And For JSR, there's 4 things he's looking for, but what are the 2 important to the success of this seed?
A giant pile of bacon that's very loud and a princess.
Early map, good.
Yes, that's what you want to see. I think actually, if you're JSR, like, here's the thing: all the dungeons have single item value right now. If you're him, I feel like you go to 6 first because you're gonna know 7 is a lot of rooms left to check. You're gonna go to 8 and potentially maybe go there, but.
And JSR is going to be taking care of these staircases pair by pair. Error about to go into this level 9 as well. Staircase didn't take JSR too far, but, you know, just continuing to try to map out this level 9, try to get all these rooms down, try to figure out the path to both Ganon, the princess. Item, no. Staircase number 2.
Error doesn't know where 9 is.
Oh!
So this will be a little bit of time for JSR. It's not going to be a ton because level 9 is pretty much right up here, unless Error was just looking for a potion for free, which is pretty reasonable if I'm being honest.
No, he's screen scrolling over here, so I think Error's going to be a little bit further away from getting into this level 9, but not by much, because he's right in the right general vicinity.
But JSR will take any time that he can get. Because that's already 3 sets of transports found.
And with this map of level 9, we know that there's going to be 6 total pairs of staircases and the 2 item staircases.
Yep.
Alright, Error's about to get into level 9, 1 more screen away.
Gonna have a little bit of extra money to work with. That'll be good for Silver's ammo purposes.
JSR knows there's no reason to check that room right there with a key drop and it not being a staircase.
Nothing on that side. Doesn't tell us a whole lot about that room because it's level 9, and level 9 doesn't have to have bomb walls literally anywhere.
It's a cornered off section of this level 9, and JSR wants to go back to where he came from up in the top left corner.
Error does have a red potion from that Take Any cave, so potion is no longer going to be a factor. Both runners look pretty low on bombs here. Error finds a staircase.
Yeah, this is a staircase that JSR has not seen over here. And JSR finding a diamond staircase. This was the room that JSR cleared out to drop into first, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Error has Ganon.
Oh, my! 15 wood swords at maximum to slay the pig.
And Error has the stun lock. Might drop it here. Ganon being a little bit, yep. Still has to find Zelda. I mean, if Zelda had been in that corner segment, that would have been such a game changer.
Yeah. Now he's going to check these rooms adjacent to Ganon. North. No. Nice bomb drop, though. Do we get him up to 7?
He won't be mad about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Over here to the right, checking out some of these rooms. This is a room that you kill because it's an easy room and it could have the compass drop. It doesn't.
Oh,
shoot room.
Okay, so we're going to clear out this room.
There's Zelda.
Oh, boy.
Top left corner.
And Error's going the wrong way, but JSR's window is very short now.
Because Error's going to try to get himself over to that top left corner just because of the way he's routing this 9. He's just a few rooms away. They're going to be pretty much room for room almost, although Error sees the shutter door there, but it doesn't open. He's going to try to bomb over here to the left, maybe.
No,
nope.
Not yet. We'll come up here instead.
They're in the same room. Error's going to be able to bomb over.
Error's going to bomb over. This is just a transport stair for JSR. He's going
Zelda
to be the...
is one room to the left of where Error is right now. He's going to get this. He's got this.
Yep, he's going to go to the left here, and that will be the door. Everyone, please get your GGs in chat for error72.
Winning this race with a very, very solid time. A 58-19 officially on racetime.gg, error72, the winner over JSR. And if you're in that 1 and 2 bracket, Watch out. You got JSR down there with you.
I accept this challenge. Sounds like we are joined by Error. GG's on the win, sir.
Error will be joining us in just a moment, I think. JSR.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
There we go. We got Error with us.
I would like to have a heart, please.
Well, don't worry. JSR didn't find too many either.
Yeah, we're just going to give you a Russell Stover, a box of heart-shaped chocolates.
All right. Sounds good to me.
So, I'm betting you're trying to wonder what exactly gave you this victory over JSR.
Silvers in 6?
Silvers in 6.
I figured as much. Other than that, other than not having any health, triforces were pretty early. None of them were really blocked. It's just that what little combat you did have to go through, or enemies you did have to go through, you know, trying to go through it with 3 hearts and wood sword isn't exactly very good for your health.
Yeah, for those wondering why JSR up and 8 out of Ganon's room, he can't kill the pig at this point in time, does not have the silvers, and he's hunting down the 2 items of this side of this level 9. For JSR, it's either the 2 items here in 9, which he finds the white sword in the bottom left corner.
Belgium was here.
Yes, you did. It is the 2 items in 9, which now we're down to 1. The item in 8, he found a heart container up in one room north of a room that you died in, and well, he's got the item in 7 too that he possibly is, but one of them is a raft, and of course the silver's in 6.
Right.
Yep.
Because I didn't find either item in 8. Because I don't know if I'd call it a regret, but I was having enough problems in 8 that it was like, should I really stay here? I mean, there's Wizrobes. I don't want to be fighting them on 3 hearts and a wood sword. And
yeah.
And then I found the compass, and then I decided it's like, okay, recorder was free. Let's go grab that triforce if we can, and then if I have to come back, I have the recorder to get back instead of having to walk back.
And it definitely is a case here where you made the right decision. JSR, when he finally got into level A, because of the way he prioritized things, he had the ladder, so therefore he had the red ring.
Oh, as soon as I got that ladder, I was going back for that red ring.
Both of you did.
And speaking of rings, were you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed were you when you saw that the ring was ladder blocked?
Not an 8.
Yeah, your sword slash has kind of indicated a sort of distaste towards having that there. JSR's leaving this 9.
The other thought that I was kind of having was, it's like, at one point I hit 255 rupees. Should I have up-aid to go grab that blue ring, knowing that there's a red ring waiting for me for free as soon as I get the ladder?
And we were wondering if you were going to make that decision, because we thought maybe you were going to go ahead and grab the ring, but there was also the question, do you really spend it knowing that the red ring was sitting there on the ground in level 2 once you clear a few keys?
I think I actually probably would have if I hadn't hit a couple of the door repairs. I knew that it was highly likely I was going to hit a door repair, but I didn't want to leave the area unexplored before I went back. If I still had enough money after I finished looking into the dead woods, I would have probably went back and bought the red ring. Well, not the red ring, but the blue ring. But it ended up being pretty moot, because I think that's where I found the ladder in the dead woods. I don't remember exactly.
It was in 4 under the recorder. So JSR has opted to forfeit, knowing that Error has finished. So let's get JSR on in here. GG.
GG's. Congrats, Error.
Thank you.
Silvers in 6. That was the big difference.
That was my next play. Was it that Dodongo room at the very top left corner that I had no bombs?
No, it was the towards the bottom middle of that level.
I mean, that's kind of what I was gonna go do anyways. But I mean, by the time I gave up in 9, I'd already seen the dot done. So it's kind of just rather than have a wild goose chase, we could just. I know there's a lot of racing tonight, so I kind of want to watch some racing after this.
Absolutely. Got some good races coming up here a little bit. But yeah, it was the order of operations. Error went into level 6 before getting into level 4 with the ladder in there and opted to dig through there where he found the silvers. And it was just unfortunate that you had found everything that could get you into level 9 by the time you dug 6.
I mean, it happens. I got randoed. I mean, I felt like I played very well. So I have no, I'm not feeling down about my result. We
really do want to sparkle that combat that you showed in level 3 with those whiz robes that helped yield you that any key.
Honestly, with the way things were going for me, because I usually wait to dig 5 until I found all the dungeons, but I was kind of suspecting that one was going to be blocked. It ended up being on Death Mountain, so I went ahead and just dug 5, and when I found the bow, I thought I was in a really good position. Like I said, I mean, I really felt like I was playing well, and it's just unfortunate that, 6 ended up being one of those big dungeons that I kind of looked around in for a little bit, but once I found the triforce, knowing who I was up against, and
we had a feeling that once you found that compass that you were going to beeline it for the triforce, which was only 2 rooms away at that point in time.
Yeah, pretty much. Once I found that, I was like, yep, I'm out. Because I figure, there's a 40% chance that they're going to be a 9, and I mean, it's rando. Sometimes it works out in your favor, and sometimes it doesn't. I can't even criticize anything I did, really. I feel like I played good, but it happens. And congrats to Error. I mean, I can't wait to watch it back, and even though I come out of this week 1 and 2, I honestly feel like I'm playing the best rando of my life. So I'm hoping that translates well going forward.
I want to say, and I know Elsoa has something he wants to say as well, but I do want to say that you've been very, very competitive in both of your losses. Last week against Panzer Dave, you were in level 9 right together with him, and here you were very, very toe-to-toe with Error. It just was the silvers was the difference in this race. Here, you were the first one to level 9, but of course the silvers and 9 not giving you the items ASAP. That was the case. In case you're wondering, the Raft was in 7.
Yeah, I figured. I didn't think the Raft was going to come into play with one of the any roads being on the Raft spot. I wasn't expecting to find one on Death Mountain until after I had already cleared all the any road, or the vanilla any roads, I should say. Mm-hmm. I was honestly just looking for an arrow shop. I was scared to death that I was going to find a Goma somewhere. I just knew it was coming, and I only saw, I think, 2 or 3 Gomas an entire seed. It was kind of an interesting seed as far as the enemy. I only saw 2 Dodongos the entire seed.
Yeah, I think the arrow shop was the rare shop with the bombs up in the up in that upper right corner of the West Death Mountain.
Yeah, top left area of Death Mountain. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think this is the type of tournament this year. I mentioned this yesterday when I was doing commentary for the race on SpeedGaming last night. Is that this is the type of field where you can't get down on yourself for a result in a one-on-one race, no matter what. And I mean, both of the wonderful people that I've lost to, they're legends in Zelda 1 Randomizer. They're legends in general. They were both active when I got in. You know what I'm saying? I am very, very honored to have raced you, Error. And again, can't wait to watch it back. Congratulations, my friend, and good luck in round 4.
Well, I will say you probably played better than I did because you died 6 less times than I did.
Well, to be fair, I had that early red ring. 2 was the first dungeon I dug, and I went 2, 3, 4. And as soon as I got that ladder, which was under a recorder block place, I legit thought that I you know how 9 times out of 10 you play rando and you feel like you're behind, and then and then after the race you're like, oh wow, you had the same issues I did. It's so crazy. Oh my gosh. I honestly thought I was doing really well. The only thing that was really scaring me was the silvers, and turns out that's what killed me was the silvers. But yeah, I'm having a blast, man. Unmistakable. This is the most fun I've ever had in any rando tournament I've ever participated in. I'm thoroughly enjoying this.
And the good news is that no matter what happens, this is all for seeding for the upcoming second part of this tournament. So obviously, just have fun in the 1v1s. Get somebody that you know in the next round. Maybe we have Battle of JSR and the Bird.
Yeah,
Whoever I get,
say again?
hey, whoever gets matched up against me, I wish them the best of luck. I'm hungry. So, so bring your A game next week because I'm coming. But at the same time, I mean, you can't take anyone for granted.
I said when I think it was around when both of y'all were in 9. I said that if this race goes this way, I don't care who loses this race. I'm taking that challenge on if I get it.
I mean, the thing about this field is even the people who haven't won a race yet are very good runners. I mean, this field is stacked. And with, like you were saying, Rick, I mean, yeah, this is just for seeding. And seeding could end up being important. But at the end of the day, anybody who's capable of beating this game in under an hour and a half is capable of beating anybody in this tournament on any given day. And it's going to end up being that kind of bracket where you're going to see a lot of upsets, quote unquote. You're going to see a lot of really good names drop off very quickly, but you can't even be mad about it if that happens. I mean, not only because this is rando, but this is a very, very talented field.
I 100% agree with you there. And, even down in the 0 and 3s, there's a lot of good runners down there that have been playing this for a long, long time. Present company excluded myself. I'm talking Panolf and other various people that are sitting there, and they've been playing this for a long, long time. So you can't take anybody lightly in any of the 4 brackets we're going to have: the 3 and 0s, the 2 and 2, the 3 and 0s, the 2 and 1s, the 1 and 2s, and the 0 and 3s after week number 3. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how this ends up going over the next few weeks here. And by the way, I do want to ask this question for both of you. I'll start with JSR. How about that price of the meat?
It was very nice meat.
I also didn't remember the price of the meat, so I mean, I just remember I bought it. It's just
I go into one and I find that bait block, and the first thing I think in my head is, oh man, if he didn't buy bait, and this ends up being something important, but of course it ended up being useless. But
I didn't even find a bait block in one.
It's on the right side. It's that single room going up the right. And there was a patcher behind it with a push block, but nothing, or a dig dogger, but nothing happened. I was kind of like, oh. But
I think I peeked the room and then decided no and just went one of the other directions.
But yeah, again, I'm gonna head out and let you guys finish up with Error. Again, congratulations, Error. It was a great race and an honor to race you, sir. Good luck going forward, man.
Thank you, and good luck the rest of your tournament.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day.
You know, the amazing thing about this community is the fact that everyone has a lot of respect for each other. I mean, you just listen to this conversation, JSR and Error right here. They have a lot of mutual respect for each other.
Yeah, and I find that's one of the main common threads amongst the entire community. Even if you're not in this tournament or you're not a regular runner, you just decide to hang out. That's still there.
Absolutely. And as a result, we're going to go ahead and bring things towards a close for here, but there is a lot of matches being played out today, including another couple of matches here on SpeedGaming 1 a little bit later on. Isn't that right?
Yes, if you'll allow me a quick moment to pull the schedule up.
And while he does go do that, I don't know if that is resolved or not, but right now as we speak, Druis and CD Improv could be still going over on SpeedGaming 5 with Fury and Jess Sandy on the call over there on SpeedGaming 5, and just started 15 minutes ago. Over on SpeedGaming 3 is another battle of the 2 and O's between Cantaloupe Me and Cafe JD. That's over on SpeedGaming 3.
Then for those who would like to stay here, we do have coming up in about 45 minutes or so, Random Effect versus Captain Green 7. That is at 10 o'clock Eastern. And then following that at 11:59 Eastern is going to be Paratroopa and Imasock.
So yeah, a lot of fun matches still here as we continue through week number 3. So GG's to Error, GG's to JSR, fun match here, and thanks to Boletta for clicking those buttons and making those icons appear on your trackers that you see on your screen. So, Elsoa, it's been fun.
Yes, it has. It's, honestly, I have no words here because I'm just going to stumble over my words for the next 5 minutes.
Does a bird really stumble?
No, we kind of just, hop around a little bit and then occasionally land on our backs and flap heavily.
Okay. On that note, let's go wrap up so we can head over to one of those other matches that are currently in progress. So thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you next time. I'm Matt Aronda-Crick. I'll give Elsoa the final word here on Speed Gaming. We'll see you again at 10 o'clock.
Everybody have a good night. Stay nice and warm out there if you're in a cold area. Stay nice and cool if you're in a warm area. And everyone just enjoy the rest of your week.